the same problem statements. We are all trying to manage power costs. We are all trying to effectively utilize the assets that we deploy. Whether it be in a data center or a network is irrelevant. We are all trying to effectively manage these devices and manage this infrastructure. Our use models are significantly different, and broadband is widely available to the consumers. But every time I hear this discussion, I hear it phrased in a note or I read about it and it feels like a crisis. Can our networks scale? Can our business models adapt? Networks were based and driven by voice traffic. We know that that inflection point has transitioned to mainly data and video. Are we going to build out the new like we did the old? Are we going to be able to predict in all of our strategic planning processes, where we all sit in rooms and try and decide what the next big app would be, what the next big transition would be? I would ask you all, how many of you, in your strategic planning processes, forecasted the pervasiveness of Facebook, the revenue generation of Angry Birds? Should we continually try and plan and predict these transitions, or should we plan for scale and flexibility? Should we have distinct implementations for the enterprise and the network as it's existed in the past? Or should we look at a unified implementation based on cloud architectures that allow us to scale from the access and edge of the network into the enterprise data center? Should we begin blending these approaches? At Intel, we very often talk about the compute continuum. How do I get the exact same user experience on my cell phone, my tablet, my laptop, or my 73-inch television? I would argue that though the client plays a critical role in enabling that capability, the network also plays a critical role. What are the policies, the provisioning, the manageability solutions that allow the consumer to trade off between those end devices and not interrupt service or sacrifice experience? As I mentioned, I believe as an industry, are not good at predicting what these trends will be. So the key to enabling these types of solutions is flexibility, scalability in the network. Take a known platform configuration and innovate and unleash innovation on top of those platforms. We have 15, 20, 50 billion connected devices. When I was in Mobile World Congress in Barcelona last year, I actually saw a connected tree. We're not only connecting people, we're connecting machines, we're connecting things. Traffic is growing 200 times, 25 times on our mobile networks in the next decade. We're finding that video is becoming a much more pervasive workload, reaching estimates of 90% of the traffic on our networks, again, over the same time frame. We're also, as I mentioned, connecting devices, connecting machines, extracting data off of those devices, and then tying it back into our IT networks. So we not only have data, but we're applying intelligence to that data to make better informed business decisions and trade-offs.